Good evening, everyone. Match 10 of the 1979 Cricket World Cup being played in Sri Lanka on Brian Lara Cricket on PlayStation was played this evening. New Zealand versus Australia, match 10 of the World Cup in Group 2. Crucial match. Australia looking for their first win. New Zealand looking to build on their emphatic win against Rhodesia. This is what happened in the match today. New Zealand won the toss and led to the field on what was a bit of a slow wicket. Inconsistent bounce, what we would call a normal pitch, and they produced an absolute fantastic bowling and fielding display. Australia's batting again, very, very suspect, and a top order batting, again like against West Indies, woeful. 8 for Rick Darling, 18 for Andrew Hilditch, who's had a dreadful start to the tournament, 18 and 19 for the star batsman, 2 for Alan Balder. Kim Hughes for captain went for a duck, 24 for John Moss for Jeff Moss, 24, 40 off 42 deliveries, a very good innings from Gary Cozier. But Graham Yallop, 80 off 141 balls, a gritty innings, which you'll see later on, won in the Man of the Match award, 1 for the wicket-keeper, Kevin Wright, Graham Poulter, 13 not out, and obviously Jeff Dimmock didn't score. 189 for 8 from their 50 overs, Australia. A really poor effort with the bat, but very good performance overall. 17 for 0 for Jeremy Coney, 35 for 2 for Richard Hadley, 21 for 0 for John Morrison, his first appearance of the tournament, 2 for 38 for Lance Kearns, 3 for 42, fantastic bowling figures from Gary Troop, and 1 for 35 for Brian McKechnie for New Zealand. New Zealand thought that they were in the driving seat at 189, reducing Australia to 189 for 8. Well, look at the response for New Zealand. Apart from Bruce Edgar making his first appearance of the tournament, who hit 41 off 84 deliveries, there was nothing there from anyone else. John Wright continuing his poor form, 13. 24 off 20 deliveries for Lance Kearns. He's promoted to number 3, and he did a good job. Like I said, he scored runs quickly, but unfortunately he didn't. Unfortunately, he got out. But then look at that. Once Lance, there was an over from a couple of overs from sorry, I've forgotten his name. Alan Balder, where he nearly run, where Jeremy Coney nearly run Bruce Edgar out. He nearly run himself out, and then he missed a straight ball, which went onto his stumps. He was out for 8, and that was probably one of the turning points. He got 8. There was 4 for Glenn Turner, and then a couple of overs later, Bruce Edgar got a little outside edge, and a great catch from Rick Darling got him out for 41, and that was the turning point at 99 for 5, and then the final 5 wickets just went down very quickly, as you could see. There was nothing in it. Mike Burgess, there was nothing for the New Zealand batsman afterwards. 18 for sorry, I'm having brain freeze all the time. This is appalling, isn't it? I wonder why no one's watching. Anyway, no, sorry. Moving back on. 18 for Mike Burgess. 9 for John Morrison. 4 not out for Brian McKechnie. 9 for Warren Lees. I personally think that Mr. Richard Hadley should bat at number 7 or number 6. He got 10 off 2 deliveries towards the end. Then he played a shot that looked like it was going for 4. Graham Poulter picked the ball up straight away and ran him out, and that was the end of that. And then Graham Poulter took the final wicket a ball later. The final wicket was of Gary Troop for a duck. All out for 144 in 44.1 overs. As said, 2 for 20 for Alan Balder. Those 2 wickets of Bruce Edgar and Jeremy Coney were absolutely crucial in the end. 0 for 21 for Graham Yallop, not that it mattered, he did damage the ball. 0 for 40 for Gary Cozier, 1 for 19 for Graham Porter. And then the two fast bowlers. Ronnie Hogg didn't play today. Not surprisingly, they've gone in with a couple of medium pace and it's sort of paid off in the end. 3 for 37 for Jeff Dimmock and 3 for 30 for Alan Hurst. His first wickets of the tournament after being whacked for 62 runs against the West Indies. So they'll be happy for him, Australia, that he's off the mark for star bowler for Australia. So in the end, the final outcome, New Zealand versus Australia at Colombo. New Zealand won the toss and let their bowl on a normal pitch that had inconsistent bounce. They reduced Australia to 189 for 8 for their 50 overs, but Australia's bowlers and their fielding was fantastic. New Zealand all out for 144. Australia winning quite comfortably in the end by 45 runs. The man of the match, Graham Yallop, for his 80 off 141 deliveries. An absolute masterful display on a bit of a difficult pitch. This is what it means for Group 2. Australia's first win of the tournament and moves them up to second in the table for the time being. New Zealand down to fourth. Their first defeat of the tournament. Tomorrow's match, Pakistan looking to bounce back from their shock defeat against Sri Lanka in that epic match against Sri Lanka. Up against neighbours Bangladesh. Bangladesh looking to improve on their performances, although they gave themselves a good account, scoring 188 for 9 against India. Unfortunately, they conceded 294 runs in between. Can they produce a challenging performance against the Pakistanis, and can Pakistan get their first win of this 1979 World Cup? The way they played against Sri Lanka, and if Imran Khan produced the performance that he did against Sri Lanka, where he nearly single-handedly won the game, we could be in for some entertainment tomorrow. Going to have a look at the star players. First run out in the tournament for Bruce Edgar. But let's have a look at the star players for both Australia. As you can see, let's go to Andrew Hilditch. 37 runs in 2 innings. He's had a dreadful start to the tournament. He'll be hoping that he can get some runs against Rhodesia in the next match in which Australia have. First wickets of the tournament for Alan Hurst. His average is now gone from none to 30. 3 wickets in 2 innings for Alan Hurst. He'll be hoping that his form improves. First run out of the tournament for Bruce Edgar. 41 runs. Not a bad start to the tournament. He'll be frustrated that he got out the way in which he did. And 1 more wicket for Brian McKechnie. 3 wickets in 2 matches, an average of 18, and yet to get an average with a bat. So that's match 10 of the World Cup. Tomorrow's match is Bangladesh against Pakistan. Can Pakistan bounce back from that absolute epic 1-wicket defeat in Kandy against Sri Lanka? And can Bangladesh continue to improve? They look quite impressive with a bat in the World Cup so far, getting 174 and 188 for 9 against India and England respectively, but up against a very talented Pakistan bowling and batting side. Should be an interesting match. I'm sure it'll be a sellout crowd tomorrow. Anyway, this is me, Lawrence Howard, reporting from the 1979 Cricket World Cup in Sri Lanka on Brian Lara Cricket in PlayStation. Until tomorrow, bye-bye from me.